Hey guys, Opal here and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing 3 different kitchen designs. So the first one, I decided to go with a Frozen themed kitchen, really inspired by this beautiful little kitchen set that we get from the premium shop. I honestly love this little set. I think it looks so cute. I decided to kind of move the door to the side and put the cabinets kind of in a U shape. And I did a lot of fiddling around to see how to place everything, just because this little stove here kind of ruined the spacing. It's 1.5 tiles instead of just 1 or 2. So yeah, it made it a little bit hard. I did want to kind of go with this sort of setup here, but I thought after looking at it for a little bit, it looked kind of weird. So I decided to move the kitchen over to the other side, and that way it doesn't really matter that the cabinet is hanging over it a little bit. I think it looks fine. I also made sure to use these cute little cups and these plates on the walls just as some extra decoration, and I also changed the walls from purple to these green walls. Now this kitchen is a little bit different than the other kitchens that I did. This room is a little bit bigger, it's the main room. I also decided in this kitchen build to put a dining room or a dining area as well as a little sitting area. So I did a big grand dining table on this side, which I think looks really good. I also added those same counters to the other side as kind of a counter space, or I don't really know what you would call it, but yeah, just some extra table room for some decorations. And then on that side, I put a little library area with some bookshelves, and then I just put this seat. And I think this is just kind of a really cute, cozy corner. I think it really fits the theme of the kitchen. I also went back and forth with what doors I should use. I did really want to go with these thorny doors, but I thought maybe they were a little bit too dark, so instead I went with these green doors, which I think look really good. I then added these little foliage plants in some corners, as well as some other random decorations like a rug. I chose this big green rug because I thought it was quite plain but fit the theme really well. I then added a little bit of books to the book corner, and I start looking through my items and just start placing some random things like these sacks, this book, a lamp. And I also added some plates and forks and knives for the table. I think that decorating tables and counters and things like that really add to the build. I started looking through the Tangled collection just to see, what kind of items there were. I think that these two collections really complement each other. So I added this sink from the Tangled collection, and then also this tavern piano, which I think looks really, really cute in this corner. I also just looked through lots of foliage, just seeing what will look good. I don't think I ended up going with any other foliage apart from these little tiny foliage pieces. And then the last thing I do is grab these stools and put them on the counter. So this is the final build. I I actually went and added some food to the tables, which I think really finishes it off. I really love this build. I think it's super cute, especially with the food decorations and all of that. So here is the last shot of this build before we move on to our next, which is a kids kindergarten theme, which I know sounds a little bit weird. This is the size we're working with. It's an 8x8. I'm using the Wonder Kitchen set, and I kind of just play around with some different cabinets and how to lay them out. I decided to go with these thicker pieces on the corner and then line up the counters, so I'm using a mixture of the different counters, but it's all symmetrical. I used some of these side cabinets, and originally I put these tables, I was going to do a big table around like with lots of chairs, but I do end up switching this to the little kiddie table, which I think looks super cute. Although this build is quite small and simple, I still think it looks really good. I think it's really clean, and I really love the kidcore aesthetic. I think it's super cute. I would love to do more kind of decorating in this kind of style. For windows, I use these windows to Paris, which I think look really good. They really suit the vibes. This is kind of where I'm just looking through items, seeing what's going to work. I had a lot of trouble with the table. I wasn't really sure what to use. Nothing really screamed kidcore because I completely forgot about the flower table. So you'll see me kind of struggling around here a little bit. I do think this looks good though. This could have been a way that I did it. This is me just changing the aesthetic, kind of, the walls and floors, and then this is when I finally grab out that little flower table and the little kitty stove, which is so cute. The only thing that I wish we had is little seats that were like kid inspired. That would really top it all off for me. Unfortunately we don't, but that's fine. That's fine, I guess. So instead of using those wooden chairs, I thought this was the closest kind of thing to a kidcore aesthetic with these Mickey chairs. And then I also grabbed out this big mantis. I think it's like a mantis ray, I'm not really sure. And then I just grab out some wall items such as this fruit poster, and I'm pretty sure I also grab out that little crafty, you'll see it soon. I'm not really sure what it's called, but it is a really nice item. I think it looks really good in this room. Not this, it's the next one. Yeah, this like craft board. I think it's so cute. Wow, this is the final look. I honestly really love this little build. I would love to do a full kidcore inspired house. I think it's so adorable, and yeah, it's quite unique, isn't it? The aesthetic. Here is an overview of the build before we jump into our next build, which is a Remy inspired kitchen. I'm like tongue twisted. So this is the room. I think it is a 10 by 10 if I am not mistaken. I use these new countertops, which is quite annoying because they don't fully line up, but that is okay. We tried our best. I'm just warning you now, this build isn't symmetrical. It might drive you insane, but yeah, a lot of things in this game aren't symmetrical. Now, I didn't even notice this, but this stove right here matches perfectly with these. I don't know if I'm just silly or whatever, but I never noticed that. So I also used a couple of these shelving units. There's also that like wall shelf that I ended up using too. I also decided to go with these black dining tables as like a big counter in the middle. Now this kitchen, the vibes I was kind of going for was like a restaurant kitchen. I'm not sure if I fully nailed the vibe, but I think it's pretty close. So yeah, I did try my best. I used these little shelves too on the sides and a lot of crates because I was thinking, you know, this kitchen storing potatoes and all sorts of different veggies. Even grains, rices and things like that. I honestly probably should have added some more windows than just these 2 windows, but that's okay. It is a kitchen after all. I pulled out a lot of random items in this build just because I wasn't quite sure like what route to take. I did find these like art deco things. I think they're Oswald. I'm pretty sure they're from the Oswald collection. So I did pull those out only because they're the same color as the cooking counters. So I thought, you know, I might as well use them. I also struggled a lot with the wallpaper. I wanted to go with like a dirty old brick, but when I pulled it out, it didn't really look that good. So yeah, I did go through a lot of different options. I honestly don't remember what I ended up going with. Oh yeah, just this black, like metal sheathing. I think that's what you would call it. Yeah, this build kind of was really hard for me. I think also because it was so big, if I maybe made it a little bit smaller, I think I would have had a lot easier time. I am so like tongue twisted today. Even when I finish this build soon, I don't actually finish it. I did even more work before I showed you the final build. So yeah, so I grabbed these what are they called, meals, and I placed them on the table, and I was imagining that these are like meals that are already been cooked that are ready to be served to customers, like the waitresses coming to pick them up. That's what I was going for. And yeah, when I was putting them down like this, I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore. I stopped the recording. But then yeah, I did this while I wasn't recording. I kind of finished it off, and this is the final look here. I do really like how it turned out after I did some final touches. So out of my 3 builds, I'm really happy with them all. I think I gave myself some inspiration with these kitchens to build full houses, which is super fun. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys got some inspiration. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.